I've kind of been fortunate enough, really fortunate to have these experiences with really Derek throughout my career. And I've just kind of seen him evolve. When I first saw him, I think he was like 17 or 18, and a band that I was managing in New Orleans was opening up for Derek Truck's band, which I know I remember was Kofi Burbridge, and it was like an all-star band. And I think Derek was like maybe 18 or 19 at the time. And we had this band that was like really honored to be playing before him. Um, and I remember I went up to him and I said, he was really gracious to us. He was so nice throughout the day and throughout the evening. And he was interested in the band. And, I said, look, the band plays this cover, Tell the Truth, the Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes arrangement. They'd be honored if you would come play guitar or slide on it or whatever you're feeling. And I don't want to put you on the spot. And he was like, no problem. Just point to me when it's time to go and I'll come down. And this was Tipitina's. And, the band members all still have that poster. It was a special moment that inspired them. And, he was kind of like, the vibe was like, I love to play. These guys love to play. Like, I'm here, like, and it was like those guys, like, he created this moment that like they're all going to remember for the rest of their lives. And it was really inspiring for me. And, he was just so gracious at the time. And he was also so skillful. And the band was just so exceptional at such a young age. You were like, this guy's just a star. And so, I saw him with that band. I saw him with, the band that the first band that he had with Susan. And, I've seen him a lot with the Allman Brothers, and the Allman Brothers were a really important band to me. And that music is just so meaningful. And it's, just so embedded in so many of the things that have inspired so much other music too. And he's like, was pushing that tradition forward and still is, and not in a way that anyone else is too. And, he's also just like somebody that like got this incredible guitar chemistry with so many people. When he was with the Allman Brothers, the guitar interplay with Warren Haynes, like, I mean, maybe it was like kind of the cousin of the interplay of like what happened on Derek and the Dominoes, but it was like just so different. To see it live, it just felt like so next level. It's like, where is this power coming from? How much power is being created? How much power do we even need? I'd be seeing it at the weekend. It's like, it felt like the roof was going to blow off the place. And then, years later, I was really fortunate to, be in a position to have Derek consider doing a super jam with me at Bonnaroo, and kind of, connected with him and told him how I would approach it. And he said yes. And we ended up working together on a really ambitious, really special show that, again, was like completely driven by his passion, his artistry, and his willingness to step out of his, not that he like plays in a comfort zone every night, because he absolutely does not. I mean, that's a band that takes musical chances regularly and like kind of delivers every time. But we did this really ambitious show as they were amidst a big tour. He threw everything that he had behind it, and we we did the show that I think went till 2:30 in the morning, and it was like just this really like exceptional moment in time. And we all these incredible special guests and artists being a part of it, and it was just like one of the most like, musically astounding shows anyone could imagine.
No, that's cool to hear. And again, I talked to a lot of people who have some connection to this band, and everyone echoes the exact sentiments that you're describing about Derek and presumably the rest of the band and TTB and Susan, how professional they are. And obviously they say no to things and can't do everything. But if you approach them in the right way, and you're established and you've earned your stripes, so to speak, Derek or whoever is definitely willing to listen to you. And that's super cool. And it's cool for me to hear about, because I guess I can't say I've spoke to a lot of people who've worked directly with musical programs for festivals with Derek or TTB. But again, just everyone echoes the same things as you, just like the down to earthiness of this guy.
Well, he's just like willing to work, and he's in a band that works their asses off every night. I mean, it's like, first of all, it's him and Susan Tedeschi, so they're like individually two better guitar players than either of them in the world. It's like each one soloing, you're like, this is the best guitar player I've ever seen. And then they pass it off to the other one. And it's like, same thing. And then Susan singing in the background vocals, like they're like doing something so musically ambitious every single night. And then they can, you know, be gracious enough to like want to support like an amazing organization. It's like you mentioned like, that they can't do everything. They're like, I think it's hard work to be out on tour and deliver an A+ show, like probably like 99.9% of the time. But then in the case of like their support for philanthropy and what we did with them with Fandium, it was like one of their biggest shows probably they've ever done. They had this like all-star jam in Boston with Warren Haynes as the special guest, and I think other special guests and Lucas Nelson. And then, they did this whole program with Fandium where we got to fly a fan out there. And it wasn't just that they were like doing sound check and doing the show, which is like, and their shows are like generously long shows. They're not like, they're not playing like a 70-minute like minimum amount that could possibly be on stage. They're like, leave it all on stage every night. But like in that scenario, they did this whole thing that day where they worked at a local soup kitchen, and the whole band, Derek and Susan, were like there working alongside the Fandium winner. So basically what we did is, Tedeschi Trucks Band wanted to support Why Hunger, which is an incredible organization that supports communities that are like working to transform our food systems and provide like, nutritious, healthy food for hungry people in need. And they work with grassroots communities, and that's who TTB decided to support. And so with Fandium, every fan that made a donation to Why Hunger was entered to win this incredible prize that Tedeschi Trucks Band put together around their Boston garden show, the garden party, the Boston version. It's not even their normal show. It was like a big show and a special show. And on that same day, like, yeah, the whole band got to, volunteer to be at the soup kitchen. And the person that won not only got flown to Boston and to be part of it and to have a special experience and to get on stage and get a tour and amazing seats for the show, but they also like worked with the band for hours during the day of the show in the soup kitchen. And it was like they just made time for all this stuff. It's like, where do you find the energy, and how much of like, how much generosity do you have to have when you're like out working, big band, big show, not your normal thing, special guests, like, and you're going to like do all this other stuff to support a good cause. And again, it's really just like, we have this community. Let's inspire our community the same way we're inspired to create something special night in and night out. Like, let's inspire our community to support Why Hunger and this organization that's like, working to support people in need. It's like, not every band, not every artist is built the same way. And nobody's saying you need to do this. This is something that certain artists want to do. And this is something that this artist and this band and Derek and Susan and their band members and, like Falcon and Alicia Shakur and their new drummer, Isaac, and they're like all at this thing, like making food all day. It's just like, it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring to see that happen. And it's like, perfect partner for Fandium, and just like spiritually what we want to be doing, philosophically what we want to be doing, and we work with really big artists too. It's like, we've done really ambitious big Fandium campaigns with Harry Styles, Metallica, Fish, the Jonas Brothers, the Dead, Bob Weir and the Killers, all these really big artists, but the fact that like these guys were also like in the, soup kitchen, like cutting vegetables, making salad, creating good meals alongside our winner. It's just like, the Fandium winner that made the donation and got to have this experience. It was just a really special and really different thing. And of all the things that we've done, and we've done some incredible ones with amazing artists and so much generosity. And again, what we were talking about earlier, like celebrating the spirit of kindness, but like this, every single one, just like every single, community experience is different. Like this one was just different. It was just different because these guys were all like side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Sorry, I can barely speak.
Shoulder to shoulder. I mess up that one too.
It's a little tongue twister. I don't think I want to try to say that 3 times fast, but doing this, like out there, like working in the kitchen, like it's so it's really beautiful. It's really inspiring. And to see artists that we like cherish and idolize, like going out of their way to do these things, it just like reinforces like, the things that we feel, it's like, sometimes they say like never meet your heroes, but it's like if these are your heroes, it's like there's something really beautiful about like that, like passion, that generosity, that authenticity that really resonates, and you feel it in the music. It's a beautiful thing.